Hello everyone. So just a minute. Just want to make sure that it's just ready. Yeah, that's good. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Yes, that's better. So if you are watching this while I paint, or otherwise if you are watching later, uh, I welcome you all. If you are a subscriber, thank you for that. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for spending your time at least watching or learning something out of it. And then if you're not a subscriber, I would request you to go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook as well, so that way at least you get notified whenever I start a live or post a live or event, any event, free event or anything which is very interesting. So that's the main thing. And thanks again. So today what we are going to do is very simple. You might have seen this painting a lot when you go through Pinterest or in many of them. Actually, this is a very common one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just trying to paint the same, keeping in mind that whatever I'm going to do it on this small miniature, that if someone wants to try to complete a painting in a short duration and then still get a beautiful painting out of it. So that's the main intention, because I can actually paint the same thing 18 by 24 and take hours to complete that. So but the intention is not that. uh, when it comes to miniature, usually what happens is the smaller the painting, and the brushes actually the brushes play an important role, the type of brush that you choose. And then the brush strokes and the details, everything actually becomes so small that actually you need to spend a little bit more time, or otherwise be more gentle with every application of layer or the painting. So at least that way what happens is uh, you just have to have that patience of painting that miniature. It's not I wouldn't say it's not a joke painting miniatures, because entirely depends on what you're painting. So that, yeah, I can have a big flower on a small miniature 3 by 3 inch canvas or otherwise the paper, still paint it with less effort, but when compared to small elements of landscape or any other element on that particular small space. So having said that, let's get started with this. So it's because it's a very simple one, so I think even a beginner should be able to paint this. It's not that difficult. The one photo which I have taken is from Pinterest, so it is not my photo, and if credit goes to the photographer whoever has taken that. So having said that, let's get started. So it's very simple. Like I said, if I wanted this to be a little bit difficult, sunset, far away, meadow, entire landscape, everything, so then I would have taken a little longer time. If you can watch the last week's video, then you might understand how I painted the previous ones. All those small details, but meadows. So let's just take, if I take rule of third, I'm just going to think that maybe somewhere here I have my horizon, even if I take around a little bit above, or otherwise if I use golden proportion, any one of those. So if I take this way, and if I take golden proportion 1 is to 1.6618 ratio, horizon lies somewhere here, so I'll go with that horizon. But there is the foreground meadow actually goes above that, so this is the one which is visible and this is not visible, so I'm going to go ahead with that. So I'm just going to draw this, so you know exactly what I'm mapping. Far away all clouds, some mountains, so that's where I'm going to go. So that is that landscape, and then maybe I can actually bring it down here. Yes, and here let's draw this actually. So it's acrylic, I don't mind drawing this a little bit darker. here is a small building, so perspective wise it's too far, so I'm going to take this again 2 point perspective, 1 point this side, another point on the other side. So if I take it that way, so then I will take that little bit down because my eye level is here on the horizon itself, so these lines actually have to go downwards, and this side actually I'm going to go little bit longer, right, little bit longer, and then I'll take that here. So first let's analyze this. If something is wrong with that, then there is roof here, but the thing is, if this is, this goes a little bit outside, and then here, and here actually there is a tree in this photo at least, so it's very common, you should be able to find this here easily. So here if I take this, and again perspective as if it goes that side, I will stop there. So what this should happen is, if this is the center, this should be little bit, because of the perspective, the point of the place where we are standing, so that's what it's going to be, because it's going to be straight, and depending on that, this roof, and then there is one more here next to that. I'm going to simplify this because I'm not going to put all the details here. This is little bit down, so that little bit smaller, right there, simple, very very simple. I'm going to place this just next to that here. That's about it, because if I keep on concentrating on each and every detail, so then I'll have to think of what is next to this building, the light source, the contrast, and wherever it's actually going to go on top of that, right? So I'm going to keep it this way. I can actually, what I'll do is I will take this parallel and paint this down, so that way what happens, this will become the side of that building, right? So let's concentrate on that. Then after that, there are a little bit of trees here, and then this is taller here, right? And for this here far away, I have some very small mountain, right, far away mountain perspective wise. So that meadow again goes here, that is that mountain, right? That is where this that is the meadow, and this goes here, and this is here, right? And then after that, there are some hay rolls are here, and we'll come back to that, because once we paint that, these lines are not going to be there, and even the trees are also not. So let's get started with that. I'm going to use my angular brush, bigger one. I also have a smaller angular brush, because last time when I did live, I felt that even though I painted with a big one, I felt that the clouds were too big. So this time actually we'll try to use this one. You can use any brush if you are comfortable with. I can paint with any brush, sky, or even the clouds. So here I've taken cerulean blue and titanium white. So what I'll do is, let me just, because the problem is here, I might have to, okay, that's fine, let's do that. I will just paint this. As I go down, I will add white to that. Just simple, very simple stuff. That drawing is actually going to go, that's fine. That, yes, I thought about it, but that's fine. That was there already in my mind, that's going to go. I'm actually going to make this lighter, take as much as white, then go upwards. I'm not going to come down, go upwards and leave it there, right? Then what I'll do is, I'll just I'll take this small one, very stringy cloud. I'm going to put all just stringy clouds. So stringy clouds, see that the bottom one, actually try to make sure that bottom one is actually blended, right? Go back again if it is needed, the bottom side, and make sure you are not creating any, again here, stipple it, just stipple it, so they are just, what should I say, not too, not too dominant in this. So That's why, so you don't have to worry about it. Because this is a small paper, but if you have canvas, maybe it will hold it wet little longer. But yeah, I'm just going to put some here so that this looks very very bright. But let me just take out that little bit. Okay, that's the reason I was saying that. Yeah, even if any white is there, that's fine. Okay, so next, that one is done. We were supposed to paint that. What we'll do is, because that goes up and down, in the meanwhile, first we'll try to take whatever paints needed for that particular roof on this. Although I don't have anything here, I can dry with something, but what I'll do is I'll just draw roughly here. I can see, I don't think you can see because it's still wet, and I just want to make sure that it doesn't go wrong with that nut. Okay, let's see, because I didn't want to do any of that covering here, so let's concentrate on the paints that we can do. Okay, so what we'll do is I can actually come back and paint that. Let's paint the foreground. You will have to go back and forth with this because this I need that to be dried. So for that reason, what I'll do is I'm going to take yellow ochre. So yellow ochre, white, burnt sienna, just that. So I can use fan brush, but I think what I'll do is a little bit of white. I am actually mixing all different colors here, different brands, but this, although I don't like it much, I have tube, but for now it's okay. And I need a little bit of burnt sienna. This is my burnt sienna. It's from the tube, but that tube actually something happened to that, so I had to transfer it to this container. Okay, so next, for that, for the foreground, I'm still going to use my this brush. So first, this is not totally dried, so I'm going to, let me just try to write on this and then see if that works. There, and then it goes there, this side. Little bit down perspective wise. No need to worry about what goes there, and perspective wise here again. Right, and then again, like we said, there is a small roof here. I am going to make sure that it's okay. I think I can manage now. Okay, I think, yeah, you can also see as well, so that's fine. Okay, any of those are the colors I need anyways. So for the roof, what I want to do is I might add a little bit red. So let's just take a little bit red here for the roof. So not only burnt sienna, so to this, otherwise what will happen is foreground, background, that's the only one. I'm going to use some red here. It says cadmium red light, but I just need the red texture. You can use crimson too. This is opaque color, Winsor Newton. So let's just see what happens with this. See, because I need that reddish but also brownish. If you see, also brownish. Yes, so kind. So the question is which side lighter, which side darker. So let's just okay, this is just for my roof. Yeah, correct. I think I like that color. Remember I'm actually trying to simplify this entire painting here, right? And the same thing goes for this, but here just to recognize that one side is lighter, this side maybe just so there is a tree here, this goes a little bit downwards, right? Add just a touch of white to this on the other side. Let's just see how it goes, because trying to get as much as possible just to show that that edge is there, right? Otherwise we will never be able to get it right. Okay, maybe it's too, if it is too dark, just go back with little bit color mixed with white, because acrylic it's going to dry lighter, so you just have to be a little bit careful with that. I'm just going to make some mark here so that it looks like tiles, shingles. Once this is done, I think let's see how that works out. So now this is actually kind of yellow ochre white. I'm not going to add burnt sienna to this. What I'll do is I'll take just yellow ochre first, add touch of white to this, touch of white. Let's just see how much I need to add more, because I need brighter side, it's just a touch more white to that. Now if you see it's the same color, I should have left it, but I have painted anyways, so that's the color I'm looking for. That's fine. Here meadow is actually going to be there. If I need to put one more layer there, so that's fine. Again, this is the brighter side I'm painting now. Remember, I have this foreground meadow here. We'll come back and put one more brighter on that, but in the meanwhile we'll take this again yellow ochre, this time just less. I can add a touch of burnt sienna to this, just to get that darker side of it. Right. Let's paint this and see if that darker side is not dark enough. Then we know we can actually make it darker. Because remember, we don't want to glaze this. The reason behind that is so I can actually recognize. I should be able to get that. What I'll do is I will go back with that white lighter one and again go on top of that, because I need that brighter. Light is from left side, so remember that, and the shadows are actually going to be based on that as well, casting shadows. So here, yeah, I think now it's better. Again, now I'll go back with this with little bit burnt sienna again. Let's add little bit more burnt sienna to this. Don't want that to be too dark, but darker than the left side. That's what we need. It's actually going to meadow is actually going to go that side anyways, and for this one as well. So this actually separates the darker and the lighter, and which is next to each other. This one actually has to, this meadow wise, whenever we put we get to know there is casting shadow of this roof is under that, and a little bit here and a little bit there, everywhere is there, so we just have to, we'll go back and paint that one. So there is green windows here, and then the just darker windows, right? So we can actually paint those now. What I'll do is let me just take some green. So let's just take some green and just a little bit, because then other green is there. I'm going to use the other green later. Okay, this is a sap green, but like I said, mixed brand. This is sap green from this one, but I have a Liquitex hookers green is there. I'll use that for trees. So let's just see how. For this I'm going to add some white to this, because that will be too dark. Value wise that will be too dark. So what we'll do is, I have to show that it is the pattern. Let me just add a little bit touch of blue to this. Just a blue green. Yes, some kind of that's the color I'm looking for. Some kind of that bluish green. That is the sap green, but adding that blue. But actually, although this is cerulean blue, okay, let's just see a little bit more. Just want to make sure that it is just enough blue green. Okay, that's enough. So here there is one which is hidden behind, so there is going to be a tree here. I'm just going to put that. Yeah, that green, I can see it as green. That's more than enough. And there's one more here, that green I can see it as. I hope you are able to see from. I should use liner brush, but I think that should be enough. Then what we'll do is, there are some doors here which are of mostly with burnt sienna. I think I'll just take burnt sienna and some door here, but I think that's too dark. Yes, and there is, I think, some big door or something here, right? And what else? I think that should be okay. Other than that, I have some darker color. For that, I'm not going to use black, but I will use Payne's gray. So this is Winsor Newton again, mixed brands. It's a blue gray type, not indigo type, but blue gray. So I can actually take this and mix with the color whatever I had, so I don't have to have entire dark, no ivory black, no lamp black, just this black. So let's just see how this works out. So there are windows this side, right, and there is one, all perspective lights, but I'm actually going to keep that in mind when I'm painting this here. Then again, down we have some small ones out there. Then here I have 3 more. Here I don't know anything is there, right? So I think that should be more than enough, just to get that shadow one. Here this time I'm not going to use crimson and this for the casting shadow. I'm going to use Payne's gray itself. I've used a lot for Payne's gray for the shadow glazing. Glazing, remember, as you can see, I've added more water. It's just the glazing. The shadow of this roof is actually going to be under that, and under this, under that, and now I can actually make it a little bit darker because it's on the other side. Remember, if you feel that glazing is too much, take it out first. Let me just go back again a little bit. Yes. There, and this time this side is actually going to be there. I'll wipe this and let me just do the glazing part. Yes, there. You can apply and take it out, but that's what I'm going to leave it as. There. If you want to increase at any point at time, because I can see in that photograph, this side is actually the very dark shadows there, so I will intentionally put that anyways. And here is actually very dark line, this side is a little bit darker compared to that, right. Okay, so all those things are done. Let's get back to the rug tree, somewhere behind that one too actually. Okay, let's see how to get the one of that. I need this. I think whatever color I have, I should be able to manage, but let's just see. I'll start with okay, let me just take out all the excess water from this. I'll start with paint spray. As you can see, it's just a stippling. All I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that I have a meadow which is in that shape, which is actually going to go with that. And this actually gives me good texture because it's very old brush. If not, I would suggest you to use fan brush. The best thing that you can do with this is use fan brush. I need light on that. Light is from left, so there are some casting shadows are there, but we have to make sure that we have this right first. If not, what will happen is let's take in with this itself. I'll stipple some on burnt sienna and white. We just need stippling a little bit, and as I come closer I need more stipple on that itself, so I need more yellow ochre. So let's just go back. That's going to dry, and you just have to deal with your dryness if you are painting somewhere on acrylic paper or otherwise even on canvas. I should have put these colors in the beginning before I started at least the foreground, but that's okay. I know that I can actually manage that. I don't think I need any more burnt sienna. In there is a lot already, so let's just deal with this. Yellow ochre. The stippling actually should look like some kind of grass, so that's the intention of that stippling. If not, like I said, use fan brush. So now just to make sure that I have some brown spots here and there, I'm going to put this little bit darker version of this. And then let's see, I'm going to check wherever I need some highlights or wherever I feel that I need some bright color. Be careful with that. Here, that actually has to be. Right. Some grass just like that, right? A little bit more here. I think I'm going to put some white here, right? Okay, so I think something I'm going to cover here anyways, so I'm not worried that much about it. Maybe I should have put entirely just pure yellow ochre, gold ochre actually, gold ochre. Yeah, I should have put gold ochre. Let's, what I'll do is, I'm still not happy with this, but I will actually use some more just yellow ochre with white, Okay, let's just see here. I'll mix this to get that right color for that. Yes, instead of exactly enough. I will not do too much of dilly dally on this. We'll just leave it like this, right? Okay. When we put rest of this here, we get anyways. See, just touch lights. Okay. So with the other brush, I want to make sure that there is one more here, which is at the back. Want to make sure that that one actually has the dark. This one actually has white, and then going backwards, this one actually has white again. So just to show that one is overlapping the other, right? So that is way behind, and this is just there. And then I am going to put some far away mountains on the left. So again, I can use different method, but I'll just make sure that it is just done with atmospheric perspective. So we'll just keep that in mind. Add white to this, then go back, far away mountain. They are just visible from here. Very very small, very small, just about that, right? Just to make sure that they are there, all we are going to do is just some marks on the right hand side, because light is from left, right? Okay. At the bottom, let me just make this little bit dark at the bottom with the same green. Right? Okay, so that way what will happen is, let me wipe it off and just blend this little bit, just so that, yeah, blend. Okay, yes, now it's better. All of that is actually going to go with that. Now what we'll do is we'll start drawing. No, before that I will take some of this. Actually I should take different one, but I will use this. So let's just see. To this I need to add some, I need a kind of dark one, and then I will add more white to this. Just three trunks. Actually I should be using different color, but I think that's more than enough. Just because even if it in this landscape they are not visible, but I want to make sure that they are a little bit visible. So there is, okay, that one actually has to go later. Okay, fine. Here there is one here, exactly one here. Let me just add touch of water to this. There is one here, right? Another one which is actually here. When we apply all those, you'll be able to see. Another one is exactly corner here. Then I don't want to copy, but I will anyways. I'll put some of this. One perspective was intentionally make them smaller. Right? Okay. So just if you really want, I'm going to take liner brush, make this little bit darker with this, and darker, little bit darker. Just a suggestion I want to give, suggestion to you. Light is from that side, right? So for that reason I'm going to add a touch of line, touch of line. You don't have to, but that way I will show my light source, right? It's not that dominant. There is one more here actually, but what I should have done is I should have applied that first. Okay, let's do that one first. I'll use my this angular brush, and I will take this, and I will also take some yellow. Let me just take a little bit of it.
That's double flavor actually.
Yeah. Okay, let's just see how that yellow works out later. Maybe the foreground color must have changed, so you will have to just adjust based on that. So I'm going to use this itself. I thought of using a brush which is like this because of the size. I'll try to get the shape out of this. Same, this is also old brush. So let's just see where I can actually try to. Let me just take a piece of paper here. Okay, I've just taken a piece of paper. So first let's just. So here is one is in the background, one is a little bit in the front. So for that reason, I will put this here and then try that tree. Make sure that you get the shape right, because this is behind, so I just have to be very careful about that. And a little bit in the back. There also I can use a brush, but I think I will manage just like that. Little bit on the best. Okay. So now let me just make this little bit darker. I'm not mixing any color. I've just taken Hooker's green, straight Hooker's green. And if I really need, I'll just take some yellow, mix with that, and put some highlights on top. First let me just see how much highlight I need. Not everywhere, right? Stipple on that itself so you get some right highlight on it. I think that should be enough, right? So then there is one more here in the front. I'm just intentionally I'm going to put that layer here. So there is one layer here. So that is just not how I wanted it. Let me just take this away. Not too much of yellow, just that. So here just intentionally just put this on. I know what I'm doing here. So that is that, just the layer. And there is something else here too. One more is there somewhere around this. It's not seen. That tree is just there somewhere. Just so that it balances. So that is that. If not, trees are there actually balanced, but still I don't want to leave it like that. Okay, next go back to that again. hooker screen. Two colors are already here, so I'm going to use that hooker screen, and that is from tube. So this is just a simple shape that you must have learned this type of trees long time ago. Although I should have put one here, but there is yeah, one I didn't put that here, correct, so I need to go back and try that. This is one very tall one. Just first apply this first. Very tall, very tall. So just make sure that it is, these trees are very easy to paint, right? Just make sure that you cover this, then again keep moving with the next one. So that's what I would say. Then the next one is this. It's in front of T. There is one more here, actually I need to put that. I will put that because that's the one which is going to balance. Again, this is actually taller than this, although sometimes there, if you are exactly copying, yes you can, but I am trying to, but not exactly. I've simplified it according to my own needs, right? Okay, so next one, just keep going, that's it. They are very simple trees. Stippling, and the shape, remember the shape. You forget the shape, those trees are actually not going to look exactly how they are supposed to look like. We'll come back with a little bit yellow later, but let's first get this shape. So again, there's one more tall here. Add some water to this, so when you stipple, just it gets that. See here, it's not getting that dark, so I'm going to go back and maybe I'll come back again later. Again, one more here. So this time I'm going to put that smaller, so to show the distance at least. It's just there. It's just a triangle shape, all of them, nothing much. I hope this is coming along well. So let's just see once this is done what how it looks like. One more, maybe this is actually supposed to be behind in that photo. Okay, so let's just touch this once, intentionally touch this, and then one more. Don't have to go that way, so I'm going to cut that cloud and paint this here. So next what we'll do is, there is something that I have to make here. None of these paints are, oh, this one is there. Okay, this and a little bit of yellow. That one is somewhere here, intentionally not that much visible, but I'm okay with that. So if you see, you can actually recognize, actually in the photo the color of all of them are actually same, and you're not able to recognize all of them at once. So let's just see here. This is the same color tree even in the background, small bush, but I'm going to make sure that this is actually going to be a little bit darker compared to that, so that way I can show which is in the foreground. So that is the just one line. Yes, so now I can actually recognize that. Like I said, I just wanted to go over this one more time, but mainly I'm going over on the right hand side. Remember, right hand side. If I want, I can put a little bit more. Make sure that you get this rugged edge. If not, you don't want to be, want them to have a very smooth edge. That's not the intention. On the right hand side, left hand side, maybe I'll mix little bit of yellow and try to put a little bit, although in the picture I don't see much of in the photograph much of highlight on the left hand side, but now the way that I'm applying darker and lighter already looks like it has some light on that side, but still for this I'll add some yellow to this, just a touch, so that I get little bit lighter on that side, so at least I can recognize. That will actually, that makes sense when you actually look at it from that side. Right, we just need to blend a little bit, but put it just very random, in the sense don't cover just everywhere, just like a symmetry, don't do it as a symmetry, that's what I meant. There, there, I think you should be able to see the way that I've actually applied colors here. I think I will apply a little bit darker. This edge is not there, and here actually I feel that it has taken here. If I really want, I'll put some. I will not put, because that contrast is already with that. So I think I have enough of this here. I want to break some of this on the right hand side because it just feels like half and half. I'm also trying to see where else here again I can put a little bit more just to break the symmetry. Maybe here, maybe there. Okay. I still go back with dark and try to blend a little bit of that wherever it is. Put some dark like branches, so that way only once or twice you apply, it doesn't have to end, but you have to go back and check is it actually looking right or wrong. Okay, so now what we'll do is, this should have been actually golden color, but mine has turned into more of a burnt sienna, but in the camera to me actually it looks a little bit different and the camera looks different. But I have an option. Let's just see if I really want to change this. Just a minute. Gold ochre. Let me just take that gold ochre and try how it happens actually. Yes. Yeah. Give me that.
Gold ochre.
Okay, let's just see. I have this gold ochre here. I should have just used that, but let's just see how this works. Nothing is spoiled anyways. Okay, let's just see if this actually gives any of that color. This with yellow. I will try this with yellow. Wait, just a minute. This one, I just want to take it out. That comes out of the tube. Okay, so, and lemon yellow. Let's see whether we get that effect or not. Here itself. White, if it is needed, yes, I can use, but I think with this itself, let's see what I can do. Okay, that is done, that is done. Maybe I will also take some white. There. Let all of them be ready. Otherwise, I won't be able to put all of them at once. Okay, let's go back to our another same trusted old angular brush. Take out all excess. This with yeah, that is that, yes, like that, I think. I think that's what it has to be. Yes, I think that's the right color. There is white, here is white on that. So I will actually play with that gold ochre itself. There, little bit. Again here. Let me just apply this first, so I can actually. Gold ochre is, I don't think it's opaque, but let me just check this. It is opaque actually. This is gold ochre, yeah, opaque. That's good. Right, okay. This color, and white. See, this is the color actually that should give me that. Then if I want to go with that meadow color, just make sure that I have that darker color here and there. Yeah, this makes more sense. Let me just also do some of this here too. Little bit light on that side, right, and little bit gold ochre here too. That green actually I have to manage a little bit here, I think. And there comes the white, right? Yes, makes sense. There goes that. Then I really think that I can put a little bit here too, just like that, so that way actually I can show the texture of it, right? Texture of that grass here, the plain grass here. So right, just I'm trying to get some sense out of this, right? Okay, I think this gold ochre is better than that before. I need gold ochre with a little bit of that for shadow. So now I will take the same gold ochre, little bit more gold ochre. Yellow is there already. Let's just put some hair rolls, and see, I need some white as well. Just the color at least. Now the light source, we know where it is shining, where it is not shining. It's good. Otherwise it would have been more, because this is the color what we usually see. So now let's put some hair rolls. What I'll do is, first is this. I need maybe it's some burnt sienna instead of black. Let's take some burnt sienna here and see. I'm going to use that this side itself. This is already dried, so okay. So let's just find places where to place. Again, to fit, to show the depth, the one which is closer is larger, and one which is further away is smaller. So let's try. Here is one which is very big, very big. Oval shape, oval shape, oval shape, oval shape. Just go with that so that it shows the oval shape. We don't want to go with too much of all details here, but we want to go with a proper value, and leave that spot here a little bit. That circle I need to see in between, and then add some white or yellow to that and make it lighter, and go this side perspective wise, remember that. So I need to see that there, for cylinder, it's just a cylinder, right there. intentionally what I'll do is at the bottom I put little bit dark and pull this up, so I know that's the light part. And let's get this little bit darker actually here, edge. I want this darker there, darker there. Let it cross that and then let it cross that. So that's one. Let's just go back with the same idea. Try far away a little bit. Okay. Okay. So here again I'm going to put one more here, but little bit smaller, but make sure that it's more of dry brush so I can actually see the circle. And then one, this is further away and this is a little bit closer, so I'm going to make this little bit bigger, all oval shapes. So make sure that you have oval shapes, right, it's just a suggestion. So 1 2 3, so rule of odds, so I'm going to make sure that there are odd numbers here, so one more here, but this one is actually turned that side there. That side darker, but will make that little bit darker later. So now again go back with the lighter colors, and lighter means at least this should be darker than the meadow color what we have put, otherwise we'll never be able to see this. See whether I can see, no I can't, so that means add more color to that, and yeah, now it's fine. Just make sure that it just follows that this is circular, right? Okay, and then do the same thing here too. That side is actually darker because this is the front for this, that side is darker, this is the front facing. And here again make sure that it's just shorter based on, again, perspective wise I'm going to leave. There are so many things that actually we need to do to show that this is actually in perspective. We will do that right just now, we will do that. So that's perspective wise. I'm just trying to see where something must have gone wrong with that. Okay, so I am actually going to go, that dark was not enough, so I'll actually add some paint spray in this, just a touch, but I'll show you exactly what I'm trying to do. To the same color, same gold ochre, but actually I wanted to do one more here. Let's just do one more here. 1 2 3 4, and one more somewhere very far, very far. Let me put the dark on that side. So 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so now to the same color I will add this little bit of darkness as a shadow color. If not, I can actually mix this with yellow again, or yellow ochre type, which is again, what is that, green. So yellow or this color, yellow orange shadow. If I take, it will be blue violet. Violet is actually red and blue, so red and blue. So this combination of this violet added to this yellow orange will give you a little bit of shadow. So I'm going according to complementary. So if you really want, here what I've done is I've taken straight paint spray, so you can actually go according to that. So let's just see this. I will actually go with liner brush, don't want this. Okay, so liner brush, more of this color, this. Okay, this is going to dry darker, so you have to keep that in mind. So let me just draw some lines here, so I know that there is some, right? Okay, so this side, like I said, this is that, which I can see right? Again here, see how dark you can actually see. As it comes closer, I can actually make this little bit more darker and make sure that it is just right. Okay, so if at any point of time, if I really need this, use your finger just to get that little bit of highlight. Use your finger, so little bit on this, use that finger and make sure you follow the contour here, there, right? Okay, so now actually that gives a shape, at least I feel. Okay, so what else? I don't want to be very here, right? Okay, the far away one I didn't put the dark, so I'm going to go with that dark again. This is on that side. Oh, okay, let's just make sure that it is just a small oval on that side, right? And it is just that. Okay, so now let's go back with the same paint spray and this yellow ochre, little bit darker than the meadow color, little bit darker, because I need to put some casting shadow, but I'm using the same colors what I had. So let's just see, this is actually going to be a rectangle because although it is cylindrical, but the shape depending on the light source again, so I can't say there, there and there, right? Let's go a little bit darker because I need to get this darker than what we have. If not, so let's just do something here because I need to get this little bit darker, but I'll come back to that. I think come back to that. So here is little bit shadow of that, they are all in some around that. Same shadow, so now it gives three-dimensional structure that it has some casting shadow. I need to, like I said, I need to get that darker at the bottom. I need to get that darker at the bottom and smudge it all the way that side, get that, and also get this little bit darker at the bottom. So very hard shadow, casting shadow. This one actually has casting shadow as well, so let's just leave it like that. Now I want to make sure that there is something else actually done on this. So some of the highlights here I want to show, that is with the same yellow ochre, white and that yellow, more white this time or more yellow. I think I'm going to add more white. Let's just see whether I can get that. Yes, there, just some places where I think that I need to get some. Okay, now I'll just do the dry brushing here because I don't want to leave them as it's just the landscape, so I need to make sure that is part of it, and then that is just another way that I can. So this way what happens is it just shows the ups and downs of all this, and then it's not only one place. I have to do this in multiple places so that it matches each and every. Here I think I'll put some more here so that it matches the foreground and the background. And again I'll go again little bit here, little bit there. I think we are coming to an end. So there, and where else here I think I have created a pattern, so I'll break that pattern by applying this and little bit on the foreground. I'm just trying to see where else I can actually put that white here little bit and right, yeah. So that way, although this for me it looks good, but I think when I look at it in the video, it just looks very here. I just feel that this has to be just that circular, and then make sure that this is cut off here, and that way this can be more shown rather than, yes, I think that should be good enough. The only thing, if I really want to put the one which we little bit missed, I think I should not be worried about it, but it will bother me if I don't complete that. Let me just see here. If you see this I wanted this to be very, remember that we did not do that as part of that, and then just the stippling. So I will wipe this off. You can go back and stipple the same thing. They are not actually what the main thing, but still I would prefer that to be like that. Yes, right. So there is not much of it. If I really want any of the grass, I am just doing now. This is actually more fiddling than, let me just see how this works. I just only hope that I'm not going to spoil this. Very dry brush again. Very small, but I'll show you this closer so you get to know. Very dry brush. You don't need to put any of this. I think that should be enough. Yeah, that should be enough. I can keep on doing this, that will never end. Okay, so let's remove this and see what happens. Where is the one? It will come.
Still something came out.
It's come. That is come like this. Also came out, right? Okay, so that's what we have done. So this is what we painted. I hope you enjoyed the entire session. I thought it will be under an hour, but this is a very common landscape that you will see in photographs. So I've tried to simplify as much as possible to make it very saturated, juicy. Here I can see through the camera. I don't know, maybe you see this more brownish, but I can see that it's golden color. Yeah, it can be even more a golden color if we had not applied that the previous one, but I think I'm happy with this. The light source is from here. What we can do is there are other things that you can think, casting shadow of this on the building if you want, but I'm going to leave it as is, so that's up to you. These two trees or any of these actually should cast a shadow on this, so then I should put a little bit darker. That's the only thing, because these are exactly on top or behind, so casting shadow is somewhere on the other side, so will not worry much about it. So I can actually paint a little bit of shadow of this here and there, but I think I'm okay with that. I will leave it as is. Casting, if it is exactly on top, I need to put some casting shadow on this, but that's okay. So that is up to you exactly how you want to put it. So I hope you enjoyed, you learned something out of it. If you like it, subscribe and follow me. You can follow me on Facebook as well. I will see you next week again. Thank you. Bye bye.